Afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, quick one before we get into all the stories. Don't forget, this Sunday, not Saturday, this Sunday, we are doing the live watch along for Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. I don't know what time, I'm just having a look here. I don't know what time the ring walks are for the main event, but I do want to do the co-main as well. So Lunga Makabu versus Badu Jack, WBC Cruiserweight title fight. I can't imagine the main event ring walks being later than 10, just because they are trying to get the UK pay-per-view money and the American pay-per-view money. So, yeah, let's start at 8 o'clock. I think 8 o'clock's a good time. If the ring walks are way later than that, then we'll move it a bit, but I don't think there will be. But look, double check the community tab throughout the week just to see. But yeah, Sunday, 8 o'clock, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. All right, let's talk about the big news in the last 24 hours. You know what's funny about this news? Well, it's not funny, but what's funny-ish about the news is that so many people reached out to me, and I've had two sets of people do different sets. I've had some people reach out to me and say, Ade, don't talk about it, man. You work for Matchroom and DAZN, and look, you're in a good position. Leave it alone. And there's some people who have been like, Ade, man, we need to hear from you. So obviously you guys don't care about me. But look, I was always going to talk about this subject. It's a big subject. And I've always said, let's just wait to see what the WBC has to say, and then we'll do another video on it. I think I've covered this as much as I can in the last few months. I've done numerous videos on this Conor Benn situation, so I was never going to shy away from it. Obviously, it's a difficult situation for me to talk about, but it is what it is. Sometimes you've got to do it, right? And we are about to have that conversation. I've watched a number of videos from channels that are free to speak about it, and they've gone in. You guys have obviously made your opinions as well, and I respect those. So look, people have had their say. I've watched Fight Disciples talk about it. I've seen people like Sonny Edwards and Anthony Fowler have their say on it. And look, everyone seems to be going down the same route of this is BS. I think everyone, maybe apart from a couple of people, everyone has said this is BS. Now look, just to sort of, unless you've been living under a rock for the last 24 hours, just to kind of quickly go over what's happened. The WBC, who we've been waiting for months to come out of a verdict, have come out and said, you know what? There was clomiphene in your system, but we're going to believe, and I'm guessing this is what Conor Benn's lawyers and managers put forward to them, we're going to believe what you're saying, which is the clomiphene has come from the fact that you've had too many eggs. That's basically what it is. Now, why that has to be in a 270 page, this is what we were told was given to the WBC, right? 270 pages of detailed information. Why that has to be 270 pages, I don't know, which makes me believe there's more to this. It makes me believe it. So basically, anyway, the WBC have said, you know what, we believe you, we're reinstating you, you're good to go. You're good to go. Now, the British Boxing Board of Control said, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's the WBC. We're the British Boxing Board of Control. We still haven't heard from you. We follow UCAD, or at least within this instance have followed UCAD. And unless you present said evidence to us, we're not good. But the WBC have said he's okay and he's good to go. That's the one we've been waiting for, right? Again, I go back to it. Why is that taken that long? And why was that 270 pages? Again, answers on a postcard. Look, I've said from the very, very beginning that I don't like the WBC's involvement in this. And now some people say, yeah, but you know, they were sanctioning the fight and all. I get all that. I'm not stupid, but I don't like it. I don't like it because people will say things like favoritism towards certain fighters, promoters, managers, etc. And I've always said that for Conor Benn to fully clear his name to the point where the British public believe him, and that's the key thing here, believe him, not on a technicality, but really believe him, it needs to go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, who have absolutely nothing to do with this, don't have a dog in the fight, and then they can say yay or nay. And look, and I still think there'll be some that don't believe him, but I think the majority of people will say, okay, if it's gone to them, and they have nothing to do with boxing, and they have looked at all this 270-page thing that his lawyers have put together, and have said, yep, it's okay, then I think most people would say it's okay. With the WBC, I think people don't believe it. They don't believe it. I will say this, though, on this egg ingestion thing. And again, look, you believe what you want to believe, whether or not you believe that that's BS. But with this egg ingestion thing, I think Adam Booth was asking the question, like most people, a genuine question. How many eggs are we talking here? And I think Matt Lawton did a piece, and I think he said something along the lines of 30 to 40 eggs a week. Again, this is certainly not me defending Conor Benn. That's easily done. 30 to 40 eggs a week is easy. I mean, my day when I was trying to get swole and big and bulky, I mean, I was eating around 7 eggs a day because I couldn't afford protein powder. Again, this is not me, certainly not me trying to defend him, but if people think that egg ingestion is bullshit, like that you can't eat that many eggs, you easily can. You easily can. Whether or not that's the true reason why clomiphene's in his body, again, make up your own judgment. It has got to a stage with me and this sport though, where it's becoming very tiresome. Do you know what I mean? It's becoming very, very tiresome. And it must be for you fans. So I'm like you guys. I'm a fan of the sport first. Before I worked in the sport, I'm a fan of the sport. I done these videos when there was only 20 views, 10 views. Me and Ryan started these videos 8-9 years ago when no one was watching. So I done this as a fan. So as from a fan's perspective, all the things I hear in this sport, I'm tired of. And this situation hasn't helped. Hasn't helped at all. When Conor Benn, in the last sort of few months, was saying it's all going to come out, all the truth's going to come out, I thought it was more than this. I'm not joking. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting a revelation of epic proportions, and to the point where I'm like, oh fucking hell, well, okay. I was expecting that. I wasn't expecting the revelation to be egg ingestion. I wasn't. And by the way, that could be true. It could be true. It could be. I know some of you are like, it can't be. It could be. But I wasn't expecting that to be the revelation. I was expecting something incredible. Something just like cross-contamination maybe. I don't know. Someone spiked something. Oh, they got the testing wrong. I can prove it. Here it is. Here's my lawyers. Here's 270 pages. Something. I wasn't expecting this. And I will say this now. Conor Benn, whether or not, and it looks like there is some sort of legal issue. I think Eddie sat down with Charlie Parsons of Boxing Social, and he said something about there could be some sort of legal thing with Conor Benn and the British Boxing Board of Control. Conor Benn needs to clear up that situation. He needs to clear that up because, and that will even help him. If he goes to the British Boxing Board of Control and provides them with the 270 pages he provided to the WBC, and the British Boxing Board of Control say, yeah, okay, cool, we got you, then it helps his case a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. Look, I will say this. I 100% want Conor Benn to be clean. 100%. I love him. I can't just remove my love from someone because of this. I love Conor Benn. I want him to be innocent because I think Conor Benn, and I've said this for years when people used to ask me, who's the next superstar? I say Conor Benn. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of his dad. I grew up and his dad's my hero. So I want him to be innocent. I want this all to be like a mistake. I do. But I've always said the biggest fight that Conor Benn's going to have is proving to the British public, not to the WBC, not the British Boxing Board of Control, not VADA, not UKAD, to the British public, that it was just a genuine mistake because he, as he says now, or it's coming out, he ate too many eggs. That's the fight. That's the fight. And I'm not sure he's winning that fight. I'm not sure. You know, in fact, he's not winning that fight because I'm not blind. I can go into social media and I can see what people are saying. He's not winning that fight. He's not. I think this whole thing's a mess. It's a big mess. I think it's been handled poorly by everybody. And look, again, I think I said this recently, but I had Trav here from Undefeated Podcast, and he was like, well, you know, people will forget in a few months or a couple of years, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know if it works like that. I really don't. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, we don't even need to see what happens. We know what's going to happen now. 9 times out of 10, yeah, I'm pretty 99% sure that Conor Benn's next fight won't be in the UK. And the reaction to it'll be very interesting. The first Conor Benn interview. Because all we've got right now, I think, is a finger of him doing that a picture of him doing that, right? That's all we've got. The first interview is going to be interesting. And who with? And, you know, there are certain people it shouldn't be with, and there's others that I can think I would like it to be with. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what he has to say. Because, again, I didn't expect this to be an egg ingestion response. I expected something else. And I think a lot of people did. And this hasn't gone down too well. It hasn't. Look, you know, I'm stuttering through this because there's a part of me, the old school Ade, green chair in my front room, that would go into a complete tirade right now, like really go into one. But I've also, and hopefully you guys can respect and understand, it's quite difficult for me to do that now. But I just think the whole thing's disappointing. It's disappointing. And look, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out, because, again, and it's weird. I'm not blaming the WBC. It's not like the WBC have taken drugs. I'm not blaming the WBC here, but I don't like their involvement in this. I don't, because they have a dog in the fight, don't they? They have a dog in the fight. They have, because they make money from boxers. They have a dog in the fight. It's fact. They have a dog in the fight because they make money from boxers. And so their decision will always be, whether the decision be right or wrong, their decision's always going to be tainted because they have a dog in the fight. Simple, innit? Ain't it? Simple. What a sorry state of affairs. What a sorry state of affairs. Nice. I mean, your team don't want to negotiate or speak to the British Boxing Board of Control, like with UCAD, yet your team handle all the documents at WBC. Strange. I was going to ask, what do you guys think about this? But I know what you think about it, so I don't even need to ask. There have been I have seen a small pocket of people, though, that are like, especially with reference to the point I made about egg consumption. I guess those might be gym guys or gym girls that understand how easy it is to consume that many eggs. And look, I was reading about the clomiphene and the egg situation already, and there is truth to it. There is truth. Whether or not you believe the truth lies with this incident is another thing, but there is certainly a level of truth to the fact that clomiphene is found in eggs. If you ingest so many eggs, then you will have clomiphene in your system. That bit there is true, although there is grey area around that. Boy. Anyway, look, there are other stories, but we'll do another video tomorrow about the other stories because this is taking up way too long, and I want to see, all I want to see is a reaction to what you guys say about this story, and I don't want to talk about any other stories because there are some good ones there as well, but we'll do a video tomorrow. Peace and love.